What's up, YouTube? Mr. Infamy here, and I'm doing my second video on retro games. This is going to be a video response to what's on Jay's mind. And before I go into that, I just want to say, Billy and Jay, I'm a big fan of you guys. I love the content that you guys put out there. It's awesome. Huge fan of the Game Chasers, and I want to thank you guys because if it wasn't for you guys, I really wouldn't have started collecting hardcore. Between you two and Gamester81, you guys were like the punch to get me to really go with retro collecting, and I've been doing it for a year now, so my collection isn't all that big, but it's getting there, and I have a few things, but I'll get into that another time. I just want to respond to what Jay was saying in that video. So I made this video here, and basically I agree with Jay completely. So if you hated what he had to say, you're probably not going to like what I have to say, because I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm not going to just talk about the VGA and the grading like that of sealed games. I'm going to talk about all these scammers out here who are asking way too much money for all these games. So sit back, relax, grab a controller, and listen to this infamous minute. Thanks for watching, guys.
This is more Korean time in my life. Ooh. Opening time. 2000. Nice! I'm with it. I'm with it.
The fuck, are you high?
Yeah, I'm fucking high, man. What the fuck do you think? Like, every time you see me, I'm blazed up, man.
Oh, yeah. I guess you are always high. Yeah. Well, still, man. Are you fucking kidding me? $2 grand for an Ocarina of Time?
I fucking love that game.
Yeah, I know. But here's why you shouldn't buy that game.
Who are you looking at, man?
It has become more and more apparent that people want to relive their childhood through the timelessness of video games. Whether you grew up with the Atari 2600 or the Nintendo Entertainment System, there's probably a classic that everyone loves, or one that you cherish near to your heart, even though everyone else sees it as bad as the Black Plague. Either way, if you're buying retro games now, chances are you know it front to back, or played it one time at your friend's house, or seen it in a Nintendo Power and never got to actually conquer it, or maybe you're just a young gun and you want to see how it all began. Retro is really booming and I love it. But the only thing about collecting that I've found to be pretty annoying is the only thing that could really ruin it, and that's assholes. People who, when selling this game, overdo it with their prices, and I really mean overdo it. Now, I know there's no official price guide or official guidelines, but people are really taking advantage of that fact. Now, me personally, I buy games any way I can for the best prices. But this includes going to swap meets every weekend. This includes using a lot of gas to travel around all over Pennsylvania into different stores, thrift stores, Goodwills, also video game stores, because I also go through a lot of them. And it takes a lot of time and travel. But that's how I find my games for some cheap prices. Not everybody has the time to do that, and that's understandable. So going to places like eBay and different resellers is the best way for them. Here's the problem, though. A good amount of resellers are doing what I do to get games cheap and then reselling them for an astronomical amount. Now, I'm not talking about somebody finding a Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo for $5 and reselling it for $40 to $50, because that's actually a pretty fair price. I'm talking about that asshole who finds Where's Waldo on the NES for $1 and then...
I bought Where's Waldo for $2,500.
Idiot! Overpaying for a game $5 to $10 is one thing, but overpaying by a few hundred or even thousands of dollars is fucking ridiculous. I am absolutely astonished by the astronomical prices I see online, but at the same time, I'm so shocked that people are buying these games for these ridiculous prices, and I mean thousands of dollars, because it's graded. Or even worse, because the person marked it as rare. Just because they say it's rare doesn't mean it's rare. A lot of people are taking common titles like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES or a sports game like Double Dribble on the NES and slapping the word rare on it, and they want like $100 for it. That doesn't even make any sense. The sad thing is, you can go into a retail store or an online retail store that sells these classic games, these more common titles, and only spend a few bucks. So why go out and buy it from some guy who doesn't clean the game or anything like that on eBay for $1,000 just because he says it's rare? Unless it's a Nintendo World Championship, a complete Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak, a Myriad 6-in-1, or games of that caliber, you should never spend $1,000 on a single game just because it was graded or because some idiot calls it rare. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, you buy games for very cheap. What's the difference with some guy who sells them and the fact that you keep them? It's very simple. By me buying the game for fair price or even for dirt cheap, as a collector, I'm keeping these games. And I'm probably going to keep them until I die or until I get sick of collecting, and then I'll sell them off. But if I do ever sell them off, I'm going to sell them for fair prices. I'm not going to rip anybody off. These are people who are selling these at flea markets that don't care to look them up. They don't care about the value, and they just want to get rid of them and want to make money. But I'm not buying them off of them to make money off of them. I'm just buying them off them for my own personal collection, my own personal pleasure to play these games, not to rip other people off. Money doesn't grow on trees, and we can all use all the money that we work hard for. So do not overpay for these games. If you want to know how much a game costs and the first search you do just seems like it's a little too much, look on these sites like eBay and Amazon. And also look at different retailers. Go on Google and search for classic game or retro game resellers, online stores, and see what they're selling them for. You'll get a good idea of what you should be spending. Don't go out of your way. If it seems like it's too much, don't buy it. I'm just glad I never got an overpriced game.
Hey babe, I'm home.
Hey babe, what's up? You got a package on the table there.
Oh, this isn't for me, babe. This is for you.
Oh yeah? What is it?
It's a game I ordered for you.
A game?
Madden 2001. I know how much you like football.
Oh yeah, Madden 2001. This was the one with Eddie George on the front cover. I remember when it first came out. Thanks, babe. Where'd you get this from?
eBay. The guy said it was really rare.
And I paid $700 for it.
$700. You paid $700 for Madden 2001 for the N64? A game that I can get at Salvation Army for $1? No!